Hi is back on the Drama CD channel. Finally, the moment that had only existed in prayers, hopes, and whispers from fans exploded into reality, shaking the internet. That day, the heavens seemed to tremble when Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's names appeared side by side in the same sentence, officially married. It wasn't just ordinary news, but an emotional event that made millions of hearts stop beating for a moment before melting with emotion. Since morning, the atmosphere had felt different. Social media was buzzing, notifications buzzed nonstop, and fans knew something big was about to happen. There was no long announcement, no overhyped hype, just one simple photo that spoke louder than 1,000 words. Two hands clasped together, a sparkling ring, and smiles no longer hidden. The wedding ceremony was held intimately, away from the frenzy of excessive camera work. The room was filled with warm light, white flowers symbolizing sincerity, and their gazes never leaving each other's. Wang Yibo stood with his characteristic composure, while Xiao Zhan seemed to hold back tears of joy that finally fell as they exchanged their vows. As those words were spoken, time seemed to slow down. There was no dramatic dialogue, only a meaningful silence. Every second felt sacred, as if the world had given them a special space to bind their destinies. The guests, closest friends and family, watched with tears in their eyes, aware that they were witnessing history. After the formal ceremony, the atmosphere became warmer and filled with laughter. Xiao Zhan's smile, always known for its gentleness, now shone brighter, while Wang Yibo occasionally cracked a small joke that filled the room with laughter. These simple moments were the most romantic because they were born without a script. The lavish celebration unfolded as night slowly descended. Lights adorned the sky, music played softly, and when the first fireworks exploded, cheers echoed. The colorful lights in the air seemed to depict the long journey that had finally reached this point, a journey filled with challenges, patience, and faith. During the festivities, a short video played. It wasn't about luxury, but rather small snippets of memories, behind-the-scenes laughter, silent, meaningful glances, and awkward moments that brought smiles to everyone's faces. Fans watching online said they cried, laughed, and then cried some more. Many said that this wedding felt like a gift for those who had waited faithfully. Years of silent support, defense, and hope had finally paid off with tangible happiness. The comment section was filled with congratulations, sincere prayers, and gratitude, as if they were part of the story. Wang Yibo, in his own simple way, expressed his gratitude. He didn't say many words, but every sentence was honest. He spoke of serenity, of finding home within oneself, and of the courage to choose happiness. These words made many pause, reflect, and then smile. Xiao Zhan also shared his feelings, his voice soft yet confident. He spoke of a long journey that wasn't always easy, of pain and healing, and of love that grows not from the spotlight, but from trust. His words were met with long, unwavering applause. Outside the celebration hall, fans gathered in their own ways. Some lit candles, some carried simple banners, and still others simply stared at their phone screens with teary eyes. They weren't physically present, but their hearts were there, celebrating. The internet was literally crashing. Their wedding hashtag topped trending topics, articles emerged, and reaction videos spread everywhere. But beneath it all, what was most palpable was a warmth, a rare sense of collective happiness. Many remembered the past, when their names were often associated with hope and speculation. Now, all of that had found a beautiful conclusion. No longer rumors, no longer fan dreams, but a consciously sworn commitment. Small romantic moments continued to emerge. Brief glances in the crowd, lingering handholds, and shy smiles that made fans burst into laughter. It all seemed natural, as if their love needed no proof. Behind the scenes, the atmosphere was even warmer. Without spotlights, without large cameras, just two people finally able to breathe freely. They laughed more freely, spoke more honestly, and enjoyed the happiness they had so long kept under wraps. For many, this story served as a reminder that love doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it grows quietly, tested by time, and ultimately emerges in the most surprising ways. This marriage wasn't just about two big names, but about the courage to choose each other. The next morning, the morning felt calmer yet more resonant than the night before. The news continued to circulate, but the tone shifted to a reflective one. Many wrote personal stories about how Wang Yibo Xiao Zhan's journey gave them the courage to believe in patient love. It was as if this marriage had opened a space for people to confess their own feelings without fear of judgment. Despite the fame and the spotlight, the couple chose simplicity as their foundation. They spoke about the small routines they wanted to maintain, eating breakfast together, walking aimlessly, and enjoying the silence. The little things, for them, were the most precious, because it was there that love was tested and nurtured every day. Fans began to celebrate in creative ways. Some wrote prayerful open letters, others created tender illustrations, and still others composed memorable videos set to moving music. All of this work circulated like a warm current, uniting thousands of people who might never have met. The media tried to dig deeper, but the couple consistently maintained their boundaries. They didn't close themselves off, but they also didn't sell their happiness. This attitude actually earned the public's respect, because mature love doesn't need validation from anyone. One quiet afternoon, a short post appeared, not about luxury but about gratitude. The sentence was simple, yet felt deeply. It bridged two worlds, their private world and the world of their loyal, supportive fans. Many realized that this wasn't the end, but the beginning of a long journey filled with new challenges, growth, and compromise. But the belief that they were walking together made all the obstacles seem lighter. Amid the euphoria, there was also a touching moment of silence. As night fell and the city fell silent again, the two rings glinted softly in the lights. There were no cheers, no cameras, just a promise that had now become reality. The drama CD also noted this day as a special episode, not because of the sensation, but because of the honesty of the emotions that flowed without coercion. This story will be retold, not to exaggerate, but to remember with warmth. Today's drama CD brought more than just news, but also emotions. Touch, happiness, surprise, and relief all mixed together. Every second of the story felt like a long-awaited climax. When the last fireworks went off and the night drew to a close, all that remained was a warm feeling in their chests. Fans ended the day with smiles, some with tears of joy. They knew this story would be remembered for a long time. Finally, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan had stepped into a new chapter. Not as rumors, not as hopes, but as a couple who chose each other. And millions of fans around the world sincerely sent one wish: happiness, today and forever.